How I decided to move to Saskatchewan after my divorce and what challenges I faced in the process. My divorce was one of the most painful and difficult experiences of my life. I felt like I had lost everything: my partner, my home, my sense of identity and purpose. I was depressed, angry, and lonely. I needed a fresh start, a new adventure, a way to heal and grow. That's when I decided to move to Saskatchewan, a province in Western Canada that I had never visited before. I had heard about its beautiful landscapes, its friendly people, and its rich history and culture. I was curious and intrigued by this place that seemed so different from where I had lived before. I sold most of my belongings, packed my car, and drove across the country to start a new chapter of my life in Saskatchewan. It was not an easy journey. I faced many challenges along the way: finding a place to live, getting a job, making friends, adjusting to the weather, learning about the local customs and traditions. I also had to deal with the emotional aftermath of my divorce: the grief, the guilt, the anger, the fear. But I also discovered many wonderful things about Saskatchewan that made me fall in love with it. I was amazed by the vastness and diversity of its land, from the rolling prairies and farmlands in the south, to the rugged forests and lakes in the north, to the unique sand dunes and badlands in the west. I was impressed by the vibrant cities and towns that offered cultural and recreational opportunities, from Regina, the capital city with its beautiful parks and museums, to Saskatoon, the largest city with its lively arts and music scene, to Moose Jaw, the historic town with its underground tunnels and spas. I was touched by the warmth and hospitality of its people, from the indigenous groups that have lived here for thousands of years, to the settlers that came from various countries and backgrounds, to the newcomers that continue to enrich its diversity. Moving to Saskatchewan was one of the best decisions I ever made. It helped me heal from my divorce and find myself again. It gave me a new perspective on life and a new appreciation for nature and culture. It taught me how to be resilient, adventurous, and grateful. It became my home. After my divorce, I felt lost and broken. I needed a change of scenery and a fresh start. That's when I decided to visit Saskatchewan, a province I had never been to before. I had heard about its natural beauty and cultural diversity, but I had no idea how much it would impact me. As soon as I arrived, I was amazed by the vastness of the sky and the land. Saskatchewan has more than 100,000 lakes and rivers, and over half of its area is covered by forests. It is home to diverse wildlife, such as bison, moose, elk, bears, wolves, and more. I felt a sense of awe and wonder as I explored the different landscapes and ecosystems. But what really touched me was the people and their culture. Saskatchewan is a place where many cultures meet and mingle. It has a rich history of indigenous peoples, such as the Cree, Dene, Saulteaux, Nakota, Dakota, Lakota, and Métis. It also has a vibrant multicultural community, with immigrants from all over the world bringing their traditions and languages. I learned so much from talking to different people and hearing their stories. I felt welcomed and accepted by everyone I met. One of the highlights of my trip was visiting the Pride of Saskatchewan Festival, a celebration of the province's culture, commerce, and community. It was an amazing experience to see the artistic excellence, creative expression, shared stewardship, accessibility, and engagement of the people of Saskatchewan. I was inspired by their pride and passion for their land and their culture. My visit to Saskatchewan was more than just a vacation. It was a journey of healing and discovery. It helped me reconnect with myself and with nature. It showed me that there is beauty and diversity in every corner of the world. It gave me hope and courage to move on with my life. Saskatchewan is not just a place. It is a state of mind. And I will always carry it in my heart. How I found faith and meaning in my life through the people and places I encountered in Saskatchewan and how it changed my perspective on life. Saskatchewan is a province of Canada that is often overlooked by tourists and travelers. It is one of only 2 Canadian provinces without a saltwater coast, and it has mostly flat and open landscapes that stretch for hundreds of kilometers. But to me, Saskatchewan is much more than that. It is the place where I rediscovered myself after a painful divorce that left me feeling lost and hopeless. I moved to Saskatchewan from Ontario 2 years ago, after my ex-husband cheated on me with his secretary and asked for a divorce. I was devastated and angry, and I wanted to get as far away from him as possible. I had a friend who lived in Regina, the capital city of Saskatchewan, and she offered me a place to stay until I got back on my feet. I packed my bags and took a flight to Regina, not knowing what to expect. At first, I hated it there. I missed the hustle and bustle of Toronto, the diversity of cultures and cuisines, the entertainment and nightlife options. Regina seemed boring and bland, with nothing much to do or see. The weather was harsh, with cold winters and hot summers. The people were friendly, but I felt like an outsider. I had no job, no purpose, no direction. But then, something changed. I started to explore the province more, taking road trips to different towns and cities, visiting parks and museums, joining local groups and events. I realized that Saskatchewan had a lot to offer, if I only opened my eyes and heart to it. I was amazed by the beauty and variety of nature in Saskatchewan. I saw vast fields of wheat and canola, glowing golden in the sun. I saw rolling hills and valleys, dotted with lakes and rivers. I saw forests and grasslands, home to diverse wildlife such as deer, moose, bears, wolves, coyotes, foxes, beavers, eagles, hawks, owls, geese, ducks, cranes, pelicans and more. I saw the northern lights dancing in the sky at night, creating a magical spectacle of colors. I saw sunrises and sunsets that took my breath away with their splendor. I was also impressed by the history and culture of Saskatchewan. I learned that Saskatchewan has been inhabited for thousands of years by indigenous groups such as the Cree, Saulteaux, Assiniboine, Dean and Métis. I learned about their traditions and beliefs, their art and music, their struggles and achievements. I learned that Saskatchewan was the birthplace of social democracy in Canada, with the first social democratic government elected in 1944. I learned that Saskatchewan has produced many famous people such as Joni Mitchell, singer-songwriter, W. Mitchell, author, Tommy Douglas, politician, Gordie Howe, hockey player, Sandra Schmirler, curler, and more. But most importantly, I found faith and meaning in my life through the people I met in Saskatchewan. They were kind and generous, welcoming me into their homes and communities. They were hardworking and resilient, overcoming challenges such as droughts, floods, fires and pandemics. They were optimistic and hopeful, always looking for ways to improve themselves and their province. They were proud and patriotic, celebrating their heritage and identity. They taught me how to appreciate the simple things in life: a warm smile, a friendly chat, a hearty meal, a good laugh. They taught me how to cope with adversity, to be strong but flexible, to be realistic but positive, to be grateful but ambitious. They taught me how to find joy in every day, to explore new places, to learn new things, to help others, to have fun. They became my friends, they became my family. Saskatchewan changed my perspective on life. It made me realize that happiness is not dependent on external factors such as money or status or fame or beauty or romance. It is dependent on internal factors such as attitude or values or purpose or faith or love. Saskatchewan gave me a new start, it gave me a new home.